Well, hey guys, as you can see we're in the Polytunnel. I put the dog away so she doesn't trample over everything in here. Made a bit of a frame up, had to start a string for the cucumber melon. They're starting to get on now. Loads of flowers on it, loads of little fruit coming as well. Melon, absolutely flown on in this last week or so. I fed everything in this bed. I give everything a feed. And these peppers here, you can't really see, but those were about the same size as that one. That one's hardly done anything just there, but these ones here, like I say, starting to get their flowers on now, so they won't be long before they're starting to produce. Yeah, I reckon having the plants in from a younger stage, rather than having them in, try to plant them in as big bushes like this, is a lot better than that. So plant them when they're, little seedlings, plant them in onto here. That way the roots get established into this area, and they're not used to being in such a bigger tub. Well, this one's loads of flowers still coming on it. Loads of flowers and some nice size peppers coming on there as well. All I do when I come down, I just give it a shake, and that seems to be doing the pollinating for me. Got a couple of blueberries there on the blueberry bush. No strawberries through at the minute. Need to water everything in here today. Well, to be honest, everything wants a feed in the Polytunnel. Started clearing the tomatoes again, just taking them leaves off. Got some beef steaks on, loads of Roma tomatoes. One thing we have learned this year with the tomatoes is we're just going to have 1 or 2 rows, say starting here, 2 rows of however many plants up to the door, and then 1 at the end, and then along this back wall, or side wall should I say, is where the cucumbers are going to go. I'm going to get some netting and plant it up and let them grow up the netting. Might even buy a good strip of netting and grow and tie wrap it in all the way up around. And we're going to get some canes for the tomatoes for next year, because they'll be a hell of a lot easier than these strings. Means we'll be able to get in and tidy up. I think this year we just wanted to try and get in as many tomatoes as we could to try and be self-sufficient with them, to making soups and sauces and things. That we just tried to sneak in as many as we could, really. I mean, it's manageable. We are managing, but it is a little bit tiresome sometimes, especially when you're a big fella like me, just try to squeeze in and trim the leaves back and things. But yeah, we're just going to have 2 rows of tomatoes starting at this end, along this line sort of area, so along this sort of piece here, and then we can manage them from this side, from the walkway, and from this side. There's going to be like a slight little walkway up that side, up the middle, that we'll be able to walk up for harvesting and things. But yeah, we're going to put some netting up and over to about halfway, I think, and we're going to grow the cucumbers up that for next year. We're not going to grow market more because, to be honest, they're really bitter. That's what I found anyway. So, like I say, if we don't like them, we're not going to grow them anymore. So, there we go. So we're going to do the Fem Spot, or what was the other one we did? Was it Ladiva? So that's what the plan is for next year. grow less. Well, it won't be less really, it'll probably be about the same amount of tomatoes that we've got here. They'll just be up along the whole length of the walkway. But yeah, we're going to sow some cauliflower later. We've got the cabbage down there. I need to get on and pot some of that up, so it's in readiness for this lot finishing. So we're going to keep them potted up, keep them up on, possibly up on the top here. We'll move this potting box out the way, and we'll just keep the cabbages on here. That way they're not going to bolt, you know, try bolting up to get the light like they would be if they was down under here. You know, we're going to store them up on here, so they're in the light, so to speak, and then we shall plant them as soon as these tomatoes are done and dusted. We'll get them planted in. So in another month or so, another month. What are we now? July, August. Yeah, probably be about September. We should be done with the cucumbers by then as well, and the tomatoes should nearly be finished, and we can get on and plant those cabbages and some cauliflowers that we're going to sow later, just so we've got some, we can grow some veg off in here for over winter. We've got a greenhouse heater as well if we need it, but I don't think we will. The other little gem chartwell, I think they are. Lettuces coming nicely. Everything's doing great in here. Couldn't have asked for a better plot really. Better polytunnel really. I know these are the clear ones and everything, but we just couldn't stretch to that sort of price like from first polytunnels and that. So we went for like a cheaper version, and it's done us great. We'll see how it holds up in the winter. But yeah, the freaky tomatoes still growing. Still starting to get a lot of fruit on, set on these now. Starting to get a lot of fruits now. Some of them are probably cross-pollinating, so we're not bothered because we're not saving seeds from any of them. The Alicante tomatoes are doing really good. We've got some back here that are starting to ripen now at the back. Loads of cucumbers still growing, even after we took the market more out. Loads of cucumbers still coming on it as well, and loads of flowers. So that's the polytunnel. Bit of a waffle on really for that, but there you go, never mind, eh? There we go guys, we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.